Hello and welcome to TK and Mary's Outdoor Adventures 2025 Cabin Build. So today is August 1st and I've been away for a little while, went on vacation and such, and so it's our first opportunity to get back out here and work on the cabin. So had about an inch of rain yesterday and last night in Louisville, so everything's a little wet, and the tarp is partly doing its job, but I can almost guarantee you as soon as we pull that tarp up, there's going to be water underneath there. So luckily I got a lot of help today. I got my neighbor Jerry here, and way back in the distance you can see Steve-O. So we're going to be like a middle-aged boy band today. We're going to be dropping a hit, Baby Are You Square, Plumb and True. So anyway, plan today is rafters. We're going to try to get rafters up and then possibly work on decking. So I bought some decking for the roof yesterday. So we should be able to get a lot going, but as you can see, Steve are here. As soon as he got the lawnmower started, he's cutting grass. So a lot going on, and so we will update you throughout the day. So stay with us. All right, so we've got our first rafter up here, and this will be our template. It'll also be our first rafter, and so we'll cut all the other rafters from this template. So basically we've got it up here. I put a 2x4 on the outside, as you can see, to help me trigger clamp it to keep it there where I needed it to be. I've also put one screw underneath there to make it stop at 6 inches. So now what we're going to do, we're going to strike our cuts for our bird's mouth. So I'm going to have to pause here and then show you here in a second. All right, so we've got wet wood this morning, but basically you can see what's going on here. So right here is my cut. All I did was put the square to the top plate and then struck a line, and then I put the square flat against this top plate here and then struck a line. And so what we'll do, we'll cut that out, and that is where this rafter will fit directly onto this top plate. That's called the bird's mouth. There are more technical ways of doing it, you know, using a speed square, but this is the easiest way that I've found to do it. You just use your square, you put up against the back, strike a line, put it on the top, strike a line, and that's good. So what we'll do, we'll take this down, we'll try to mark our lines a little bit better. I guess I should have brought a Sharpie. That would have helped me out a lot, or one of those other markers. So that's basically the front. Jerry's got the back, and so I'm gonna send you to Jerry here. So we're going to just take it down, and then we're going to cut it and try to fit it up there. We've got hurricane brackets to go front and back, and so we're going to have to mark this out. We're going to pull a tape front and back and check our 16 on centers. So that's going to take a little bit of time as well. So, but we've got our template, and you know, hopefully we can get 15 more of them knocked out. So hang tight. It's wet work out here, but man, it is 75 degrees. It feels great. All right, so I apologize for the shaky camera work. However, it's not easy to hold this thing while you're 11 foot in the air. But as you can see, we've cut the bird mouth. You know, it didn't go as easy as you see on the television, but between a handsaw, an oscillating tool, and a skill saw, we were able to get it knocked out. So this is going to be our template for all of the rafters. So basically the next step is we're going to line up as many 2x6s as we can get on these sawhorses, and we're going to just trace all those out and cut them. So it's going to be a painstaking process, but when we get half of them done, I'll show you what they look like. All right, so as you can see, we now have rafters up. They are on 16 on center, and that lines up with the walls as well. The walls are all 16 on center as well. So so we decided to go with a larger hurricane bracket in the front, and then on the back there is a smaller bracket. I don't know if you can see that up there, and so they're more of a L-shaped bracket. And so once the templates were made and everything basically was drawn from the template, we had 2 saws working and an oscillating tool, which I'll say the oscillating tool is probably the MVP of this job so far. It's had many uses. So unfortunately, it looks like we're gonna have to call it a day. It took a little bit longer than we expected, but we got some grass cut, and we're ready for bird blocking and roofing. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this video rolling until we finish the roof. So maybe tomorrow before we finish it up, but hang with us, okay? All right, so we're back. We went home Friday, and we rested up yesterday, and decided to come back up here on Sunday. And so the plan today is to just continue work. We got some bird blocking to do that goes between the rafters. That keeps all your varmints and little things out. We also going to try to get some decking up on the roof. Maybe even some underlayment. But I think I finally learned a lesson here. It's amazing how many times you have to experience something before you learn a lesson. I don't know why I continue to set expectations, you know. So I was talking to Jerry on the way up here, like, you know, maybe if we didn't set any expectations and we just work hard and then just be happy with what we get done, I think the feeling of accomplishment is probably a little bit higher, you know. We probably didn't get as much done as we thought we would on Friday, but that's the problem. We had a plan of everything we thought we were going to get done, and when we didn't, it's not that we weren't working. It's not that we didn't work hard. It's just maybe we just overestimated, you know, what we could get done in a 7-8 hour period. So gonna try to adjust that today and just be, you know, glad to be out here working on the cabin. So, but the issue is I really need to get a roof over this thing. I really need to get something covering this floor. Whether it's completely dried in or not, we need to have something, even if it's just the felt underlayment up there over it, just to keep the rain and moisture out of it. So anyway, so here goes. I'll try to update a few things about the blocking and other little things throughout the day, but this is it's going to be about 90 degrees today, so that may sound hot, but Southwest Arkansas in August, that's not bad. So anyway, here we go.
It was brought to my attention by Jerry that there's really not a lot of evidence of me actually working on this project, as I'm usually the one doing the camera work. So he was able to get me a few shots of me working from the ground, and I really appreciated that point of view. And so if you notice I don't have my cowboy hat, it's because it was too darn big to go through the rafters. So yes, my forehead and top of my head got a little hot while doing that job up there. But yes, this, if you needed actual evidence, Kano actually does work on these projects. He doesn't just talk into the camera. So appreciate you watching and enjoying these stills, and I appreciate Jerry helping me out in all aspects of this project.
All right, pretty quick work, I guess, as far as Area 41 is concerned. So basically you can see that every other bird block is in. So some of you who have done carpentry probably understand this, but if you put them directly end to end, it creates a situation for nailing or screwing. So what I've decided, I just went ahead and I nailed with the nail gun every other one, that way I could access it. And now I'm going to go in every other one with an L bracket, a Simpson L bracket. That way it can be secure. I might drop a toenail or two in there. I haven't decided, I guess, because that nail gun gets pretty heavy up there, 11 foot in the air. But we've got brackets for every other one, and we've already cut all the blocks for the front. It went real smooth. I was in the air and I was hollering the measurements down here to Jerry, and he was cutting, and so we're about to move to the back. Now this will probably be a lot more manageable because it's not as high, but we got to take the measurements of all of these. And I know some of you might be thinking, well, shouldn't they all be the same? Well, within reason, yes, but there is some variance to twisting, and you know, some of these 2x6s are kind of rounded, but as you can see, we've tailed them up. That's something I didn't talk about earlier. We tailed these up to 10 degrees. That from front to back is about a 9.5 degree slope. So using the Pythagorean theorem, we're able to deduce that we're, you know, using the speed square, there's no 9.5 really. So I just dropped them at 10, and you know, it's looking pretty good, honestly. So you know, we're about to roll to get these back sides, and then shoot, I mean, we're making great progress. It's as you can see, it's nice and summer day. So here we go. We'll give you an update here shortly. Well, the sun is high in the sky, and you can see each of the bird blocking all the way across the front is now done. So like I was saying earlier, every other one was able to be nailed just with a nail gun, but the rest of them I used Simpson L brackets to hold them in place. And you could probably, if you look close enough, you can see a little bit of daylight coming through. And you know, honestly, that's not the end of the world, because I'm going to go up there with some great stuff, some crack filler. But you also keep in mind that my wall is going to go and butt up to that. My sheeting will butt up to that, and then there's going to be a 1x4 trim piece up there, so there won't be as much room as it looks like, but they're pretty tight. But to account for, like for instance right there, straight ahead above the E, you know, that piece of lumber, you know, had a round spot in it. You know, that's just the kind of stuff you got to deal with. You know, there's not a straight and true piece of wood out here. So anyway, now we're gonna roll to the back. Luckily, while I was doing that, our good buddy Jerry has got all of my cuts for the back, and we're gonna have to do these a little bit differently. So I'm gonna show you here in a little bit. Once we get a few of them done, I'm gonna show you how we had to work the back. But these blocks on the front, they actually are sticking, they're butted out to on the top plate. And the reason why is the 2x6s are true 5.5 inches wide, but when we made those rafters, we cut that bird's mouth out of them, so they're actually a little shorter at the top plate. So we had to push them out a little bit. Really, the main reasons, the two things that these are there, is to keep rodents and birds and stuff out, but also it's going to keep my rafters from bending in a couple different places. So anyway, there it is. Got a couple more things to do for these blocks. Hopefully the back goes a little bit faster. It should, because it's lower. And then, man, who knows? I'm optimistic, but you know, everything seems to be going pretty good. No bloodshed, no cussing. So anyway, all right. Well, we're gonna keep working. All right. So it's pretty late in the afternoon. You know, just like every other day that I've ever been out here. You know, things just take longer. You know, me and Jerry have been working steady. You know, all afternoon. So, but we've got blocking up on front and back. And I'm going to take you up really quickly. So every other one has this bracket here. And as you can see, this is our hurricane bracket that holds our rafter to our plate. Is giving us a little bit of problem because on the front we have brackets on both sides. So what we decided to do, go ahead with the bracket over there, and then we got a screw kind of toe-nailed through the other side. And whenever I get some more fasteners, I'll go back in and put another bracket on the inside. But you know, it's nice and green out here, and it's about 88-90 degrees. But looking down that row, you know, I'm pretty proud of the amount of work that we've put into it in the last 2 days. So I don't know what's about to happen. We may be packing up to go home, or we may try to do something else. But you know, Cabin Build 2025 is coming together, man. So hopefully I'll have another update for you. All right, folks. Well, it's after 4 o'clock. It's gotten into the time where we usually try to shut it down, and you know, I think I said this morning that I was going to be happy with where we got. I didn't have any expectations, you know. In my mind, I was just thinking if we can get the blocking up, I'd be extremely happy, and we did. So I'm gonna flip you up a little bit here. So all my front blocking is done. Okay. And there's a look inside. And coming back to the shady part here, all my blocking in the back is done as well. So when you're talking about 30 pieces of wood, 30 individual pieces of wood, none of them were exactly alike. I mean, they were within, you know, a quarter or half or whatever, but everything had to be cut to size. And even when we started adding blocking, it started tightening up those rafters. So as we were working through, that's why we did every other one. And so when we went back up there for the ones with the brackets, they tightened up. So we still had to go back and make a few cuts. So you're talking up and down the ladder a couple hundred times. You're talking swinging a hammer 11 feet in the air, you know, running a drill 11 feet in the air, putting your body in all kind of weird positions. You know, I do yoga on the side so I can be able to do this. Just kidding. But honestly, I'm proud of the work that Jerry and I have done today, and you know, that's kind of how I'm fixing my mentality. There was no time today where we weren't working, and so we got a little bit of a late start today. So tomorrow is my anniversary, so I'm gonna head on home. I've been married 19 years tomorrow to Mary of TK and Mary fame. So I gotta run home and spend some time with her. Not got to, I get to. So anyway, there's the baby right there in the back. I mean, I'm just really proud of what we're doing and where we're at. And you know, we talked a little bit today about the personal journey, you know, the learning that goes on out here every single day, you know. And as an adult, you know, you feel sometimes maybe you're not learning as much as you need to. But I tell you what, all you got to do to fix that is to try something new. 3 months ago, I had never done any of this. Okay, it's August. I started this in late May. 3 months ago, I didn't have any of this wood. I just had a piece of land. So I want these videos to come across very strongly that we're capable people. You know, humans are meant to build their own houses. You know, humans are meant to use tools. You know, that's evolution. You know, and with the help of your friends, obviously, it's not something you got to do by yourself. But humans were intended to do these types of things, and I'm just really proud. I mean, I may be able to come back out one more time before school starts, but you know, this summer has been it's been an experience, and I appreciate you experiencing with me, and I appreciate all the likes, all the subscribers. We're now over 200. I made a joke the other day that when I get to 500, I'll autograph this hat and send it to my 500th subscriber. If anybody actually wanted, I don't know. So anyway, from everybody here at TK and Mary's Outdoor Adventures, we appreciate you watching. You know, it's tough work, but it makes it worthwhile, people watching and enjoying our journey together. So anyway, peace out from Area 41, and we're going back and getting the air conditioner. In the meantime, y'all get out there.